Hi, fourth graders. This is Ms. Kovarek. We are on Unit 4, Episode 5 of our Eureka unit. And here is your vocab for today. A baboon is a kind of monkey. Bigwigs are important people. A cylinder is an object with identical flat ends and a circular or oval section. So kind of like my water bottle. Circular, and it has two flat ends. Humble means not significant, modest. Manure is a substance made from animal poop that is spread on plants to help them grow. Primates are a category of mammals that include humans, monkeys, and apes. Producers are people who supervise a TV show. Revolutionary means bringing about major change. Simians are monkeys. The Stone Age is a period in history marked by the use of tools and weapons made of stone. An upshot is a result. So first we have a note from Hedy Lamarr. She says, invention breeds invention. That is the use of knowledge. The inventions you know can lead to the inventions you create. What does that mean? It means that we rely on the work of the inventors who came before us. I am an outstanding example of invention breeding invention. You know that I invented the spread spectrum technology. In order to do that, I used technology that had already been developed for the first remote controls for radios, and also the technology of player pianos, pianos that played themselves. True fact. Many years later, technology from my invention was used to invent cell phones, Wi-Fi, GPS, all sorts of wireless communication. I got an Electronic Pioneer Award in 1995 when someone finally noticed this. I'm only a little bitter that by then I was too old to travel to accept it. You see, my invention led to other inventions. Invention breeds invention. Sincerely, Hedy Lamarr. So number 1 is a review. Yesterday you read about Louis Braille. How did Louis Braille's invention come from another invention? And then number 2, what inventions did the Braille alphabet lead to? Number 3, name an invention that the light bulb led to. So what had to have the light bulb created before it could be invented? And then for the rest of these questions, you're going to tell me which one came first. So paper or toilet paper, which one would have to be invented first in order to get the other one? Chocolate chip cookie or cookie dough ice cream? Space shuttle or a radio? Water clock or a pendulum clock? Telegraph or cell phone, TV remote or light bulb, and hot air balloon or airplane. And then that is it for reading. We'll head on over to skills. So we're going to read about the incline plane, the lever, the pulley, and the wedge and screw. All right. I'm not going to read through all of these. I'm going to skip a little bit because it's going to be too long, but make sure you go back into the text to find the answers. So first is an incline plane. An incline plane is really just a ramp, a flat surface tilted so that one side is higher than the other. It is the one simple machine that doesn't move, but it makes moving things a lot easier. I'm going to skip that part. You probably encounter incline planes all the time. A winding trail up a mountain is an incline plane. So is a wheelchair ramp. The incline plane is a tool that has been around a long, long time. So here's a picture showing you what an incline plane looks like. We are forcing upwards. The load is pushing downwards. This makes it so there's less work to move the object. All right, so what was that first simple machine? Tell me one invention that uses it, and then in your own words, describe how it works. Next is the lever. A lever consists of a beam and a fulcrum, which is the hinge or support that the beam rests on. The object lifted by the lever is called the load, and the work that you put in to operate the lever is called the effort. Like all the simple machines, the lever provides a mechanical advantage, allowing you to do more with less effort. The size of a mechanical advantage depends on the location of the fulcrum. The closer the fulcrum is to the load, the easier it is to lift the load by pushing down on the other side. A playground seesaw is one example of a lever. There's a picture showing you, here's the fulcrum. The load is on one side, you put the effort on the other. Next up is the pulley. Have you ever opened up the blinds? You've used a pulley. Ever flown a flag up a flagpole? You've used a pulley. Ever had a dream where you were being chased by a tiger? No pulley there, but it happens to the best of us. The important thing to remember is that a simple pulley is just a wheel that is attached to something sturdy and has a rope running over it. The elevator is another important invention that makes use of a pulley. So there's a picture. We've got our rope, we have our wheel, and it is pulling up that load. The effort is going this way. And this would be a double pulley, two wheels. Lastly, we have the wedge. This article is about wedges, not wedgies. A wedge is a piece of material, usually hard, with two sloping sides that meet to form an edge, which is usually sharp. Pound a wedge into something hard enough, and it will split that something apart. The blade of an axe is a good example of a wedge. The two large sides of the blade slope diagonally toward each other until they meet to form the sharp edge. And it tells us that we have an axe is an example. So when you hit a tree stump with an axe, you're splitting it apart, you're using a wedge. Also, your teeth are an example of a wedge. When we bite through food, our teeth act as a wedge to split it apart. Here is that picture showing you how it splits it apart. The force goes down and it breaks apart that object. All right, I lied. This is the last one, the screw. The humble screw is everywhere. Hardware stores have thousands of them. The desk or table you're sitting at was probably put together with screws. Scroll down a little bit more. Using a screw and a screwdriver will make the job so easy that Professor Carver will be able to finish the whole E and maybe even start on the U during his break. After all, it doesn't take a lot of strength to turn a screw clockwise with a screwdriver, but the screw then converts that circular motion into a powerful force that drives it through the wood. So you can see the picture here. That's the thread going down. You apply a circular motion to the top and it goes into whatever it's going into. For each invention, choose the simple machine that is used. Refer to the text to find the answers. So an electric drill, window blinds, a jar lid, a knife, a seesaw, a ladder, shovel. So for all of those, just go back in the text, choose the simple machine that it is talking about. Lastly, you are going to write a letter. So it says, Michel needs to get from his terrarium in the Eureka production office in Brooklyn to the network headquarters in Midtown Manhattan, which is about 8 miles away, while transporting 24 cookies and a message of friendship and respect to save the show. He may use any of the simple machines you have learned about so far. He must use one simple machine and one additional invention we have studied to make his journey easier. So you're going to write a letter to help him achieve his task. So pick which simple machine you think he should use to get 8 miles away to deliver those cookies. And then tell me, how should he do it? So pick the one that you think would work best to move something from one place to another, and then explain it below. And that is all for today. Have a great day. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, Adams.